Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. Part of being self-reliant and prepared for emergencies is having the food in our food storage to be able to satisfy all of our needs in terms of what we might want or need to eat. One of the topics we have been doing lately is food storage sweets, and we continue today with 5-flavor pound cake. And I have to admit, this pound cake is my all-time favorite so far. I have a brown sugar pound cake recipe that has been in my family for several decades. I got it from one of my friends who came from Georgia. She and I were the wives of 2 dentists who at that time were stationed as part of the Public Health Service on the Indian Reservation in Arizona. And I have loved that recipe, but I'll tell you, this one is kind of edging that one out. I'm going to be doing that brown sugar pound cake recipe probably as the last in our pound cake series. And then we're going to turn our interest to other things besides pound cakes. Today, I have things set out that came from food storage that we will be using as ingredients. And I'm just converting recipes that I find online into things that we can do with our food storage. You will find the recipe for this in our food storage sweets recipe section. Go to our website and I'll put the URL right here. Up at the top, click on recipes. There are 3 recipe sections. The bottom section at the bottom of the page is food storage sweets. And just a reminder that the recipe that we did on sugar-free pound cake is found as a link under the description of that particular video. So today we're going to be using powdered milk, powdered eggs, and powdered buttermilk, along with the usual staples of baking powder, salt, flour, sugar, and then fat. Our fat today is going to be ghee right here, and then butter flavored Crisco right here. So let's get started on this recipe. Oh, and the fun part of this recipe is, if you can see this lineup, I have all of my favorite extracts out here because at the end of putting the recipe together, we get to pick 5 of them for adding to the recipe at 1 teaspoon each. And so this is what is so fun about this recipe. You can just pick the ones that you want. So we'll be making that selection in a little bit. So the first thing that we need to do is to cream the butter and the eggs. So the butter is ghee, or cream the fat and the eggs. So we're going to cream the ghee. Here's 1 cup of ghee and a 1/2 cup of butter flavored Crisco, which we have in our food storage, along with regular Crisco. And then 3 cups of sugar. So we're going to attach the beaters. So now we're going to cream this until it's nice and fluffy. Now I'm going to be adding the eggs. I have reconstituted them. This is 5 eggs. I'm adding a little at a time and allowing them to mix completely before adding more. And scraping down the sides. Looks like it's pretty well mixed. Now we are going to add the dry ingredients together in a separate bowl. So it's 3 cups of flour. We have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to whisk these together. I am going to turn the oven on to 325. Now it is preheating so that we can be ready for it. And we are going to be adding the flour alternately with the two milks. This is the powdered milk and the buttermilk that I've reconstituted, and it totals up to be 1 cup. So we will be doing that next. A little flour, a little milk, a little flour, a little milk, and finish up the flour. And finish up the milk. Turn the speed up just a little bit. Okay, now for our 5 flavors. So I have 6 flavors here ready to go. So I have almond, coconut, lemon. Oh, here's a duplicate of almond, so I don't need that almond. So I have 5 flavors, and that's what I'm going to put in. My favorite flavor of for doing these cakes is Fiori di Sicilia. This is one that I bought. I think I bought this from King Arthur, but it's available online if it's not available in your local grocery store. And then vanilla. So I'm now going to add those. In fact, I think I'm just going to put them in here, and then we'll dump them all in at the same time. And it is a teaspoon of each. And the fun thing is that you can use whatever you would like. I added coconut last time. It gave such a nice flavor. But extracts keep really well on your food storage shelf. And then almond. And almond is another of my all-time favorites. Okay, here are our 5 flavors. And we're going to put them in. To just scrape one last time. And we are now ready to put this into the pan. Here we are. It is ready to go into the oven. And so we will see you in just about 70, maybe 75 minutes. We'll watch it closely. We don't want it to overbake. So see you shortly. Just out of the oven, it looks absolutely beautiful. It took 1 hour and 20 minutes, and the toothpick came out completely clean. So we're going to let this cool for 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll turn it out on the rack and then we'll come back when it is cool enough for us to cut, and we will give it a try. Well, it is absolutely beautiful. It's high, it came out of the pan perfectly. It cooled, I guess, for maybe half an hour. And so I'm just going to get some powdered sugar on it. If you wanted to, you could put a glaze on this too. And you could just pick any flavor extract that you wanted from among those that went into the cake. So, next up, let's see what it looks like and tastes like. Oh. Look at that.
That looks good.
It's just perfect. So let's take a quick bite. Heavenly, just heavenly. When I made our test run, a couple of weeks ago, we thought that it was just the best ever, and it has not disappointed today. To get this beautiful crumb and the high rise, very even texture, you need to be sure when you beat the eggs and the sugar together that you really cream them. Make sure that it's soft and fluffy. And then as you add the eggs or egg mixture, make sure that you beat after each one. The consistency should be like a cake batter, a thick waffle batter, not peanut butter. And so that is what helps give us this beautiful rise. So this is a very exciting dessert that if we keep a few special things in our food storage, like, 5 different flavors of extract, we can pretty much make these fantastic pound cakes. So thanks so much for being with us. I hope you will enjoy this recipe. Just as a reminder, the recipe, just go to our website, click on recipes at the top, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and that bottom section, third of 3, is the food storage sweets, and this recipe will be there. So we will see you again very, very soon for more exciting videos from Rose Red Homestead.